Lesson 5. This lesson will show the user how to compute factorials and permutations using Excel. Permutation. A permutation is an ordered arrangement of objects. The number of different permutations of n distinct objects is n factorial. N factorial is equal to n times n minus 1 times n minus 2 times n minus 3, so on and so forth until you get to 1. Example, 5 factorial is equal to 5 minus the quantity 5 minus 1 times the quantity 5 minus 2 times the quantity 5 minus 3 times the quantity 5 minus 4, or 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which you'll get 120. Here's an example. There are 10 students waiting to enter a classroom. How many ways can they enter the room one at a time? So there are 10 students, so n is equal to 10. So n factorial is equal to 3,628,800 ways 10 students may enter a classroom. Well, how can we use Excel to figure out what factorial is? Using the previous example where there are 10 students, n is going to be 10. Now, I am in A4. A4. Come up to the top of the screen and go all the way to the right and find Auto Sum. When you click the down arrow, you don't see it there. So hit More Functions. And in the gray area, type the word factorial. Hit Go, and you'll come to two choices. You have fact or fact double. You just want fact. And it's already highlighted in blue for you, so just hit OK. Now it's waiting for you to enter in the number that you'd like to use for the factorial. So 10 is our number. Notice over here under A4, it has an equal sign. An equal sign is used anytime you're going to use a formula, and in this case, it's factorial. So 10 factorial. Hit OK, and there's our number, 3,628,800. The first type of permutation we're going to look at are what we call distinguishable permutation. The number of distinguishable permutation of n objects, where n1 are of one type, n2 of another type, and so on, is n factorial over n1 factorial, n2 factorial, and 3 factorial, all the way up to nk, where n1 plus n2 plus n3, so on and so forth, until nk is equal to n. Here we have an example. A building contractor is planning to develop a subdivision. The subdivision consists of 6 one-story houses, 4 two-story houses, and 2 split-level houses. In how many distinguishable ways can the houses be arranged? So n is going to be equal to the total number of houses, which is 12. N1 is 6, N2 is 4, and N3 is 2. So using our formula, 12 factorial is on the top, and then you're going to have 6 factorial times 4 factorial times 2 factorial. So over here in our numerator, I went from 12 times 11 times 10, so on and so forth, down to the number 1. Now in the denominator, notice I've grouped them together for you. You have 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, that's 6 factorial, times 4 factorial, 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, and then 2 times 1. If you put that into your calculator, you'll end up with 13,800 860 distinguishable ways to build the house in the subdivision. Now, using Excel, we're going to hit an equal sign, and using our formula, we need n factorial in our numerator. So I come over here, hit more functions, and we want factorial, so F-A-C-T-O-R-I-A-L, hit go, and there it is. We want to use the fact, hit OK. Now the number we want is 12, hit OK. And you're going to have this number, but you know that it's not right. If you notice right above the letters, you see equals fact 12. That's the formula bar. So we're going to click in there, and we're going to put our division sign. Now in the denominator, we need to group. So I started out with an open parenthesis and a closed parenthesis. So right in here, you can see it better in A9. I clicked right in the middle. The first one we want is factorial 6. So we're going to come over here to auto sum, hit more functions. If you notice in blue, it has fact highlighted. You hit OK. And we want 6. So you're going to hit OK. You have to come back up here to your formula bar and click. And what you want to do is in between the red close parenthesis and the black close parenthesis, hit multiplication. All right. Come over to auto sum, more functions. You want the factorial again. In blue, it's highlighted. Hit OK. In this one, we want the 4 factorial. Okay. Now we have to do one more. So I come up here. Okay, between the red close parenthesis and the black close parenthesis, we're going to insert a multiplication symbol. And there it is, and we want factorial 4. So come over to auto sum, come down to more functions, hit factorial, and we want the number 2 in this case. So you hit OK, and there is the number 13,860. That ends the discussion on factorial and distinguishable permutations.